Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do one of our favorite recipes. The only thing is it's a recipe that is complicated and a lot of people won't do because of the complexity involved. And it's the clay pot. Okay, this is a clay pot used in Asian cooking, but especially Chinese. And what we're going to do is we're going to make oyster and roast pork clay pot recipe. Now, I'm going to put in the description down below the recipe, the amounts that you need and everything, and we'll go through it. Now, I already made for this recipe in separate videos, I show you how to make the roast pork and I show you how to make fried tofu. Those are two of the ingredients that you're going to need for this recipe. And also, I'll show you other things, and you have to do it in advance, such as using the dried mushrooms. People call them shiitake mushrooms, but in order to get them soft, you have to soak them for at least 24 hours. I recommend 48 hours, and the stem of the mushroom comes out easier. Now, what we have here is 1 container of shucked oysters. Now, the recipe calls for 12 oysters. I think that there was 15 oysters in the container. I'm not about to set aside 3 oysters. I'm going to cook the whole batch. Now, in Asian cooking, they don't use the flour that we use. They use cornstarch, and I'm using cornstarch to coat this to fry it. Now, one of the things is you have to prepare the oysters ahead of time by rinsing them off, and then you sprinkle them with a little salt, and every once in a while you do a shake and everything, and the moisture will fall to the bottom of a container. Now, you want to try to get as much as you can out. And I think it's ready now. So what we have to do is we have to have a separate plate for when we dredge the oysters in the cornstarch. We do that and put it aside. And this is what we do. Is my assistant going to help?
Of course, Daddy. I've been waiting to talk, but I don't want to ignore you.
I don't want you to talk. I want you to assist.
Okay.
In doing this.
Yes, Mr. Phillip. I'll help.
You don't have to call me Mr. Phillip. You can call me Sir.
What do you mean? It's not like being. That's only from like a boss.
I am a boss, aren't I?
You're my daddy.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Bro, that's not nice to come to say whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Hey.
Anyway, we're going to get this all done. We'll come back to you when we're ready to put it into the frying pan with the oil. So let's finish up here. Okay, we did the dredging. Now, one thing about the dredging, we re-dredge and we put more cornstarch, because what happens is if you just put it on a plate, the cornstarch sticks to the plate, and when you pick up the oyster, it's going to stick to the plate, and you're not going to have the cornstarch on the back that gives it the crunch that you want. So we're going to go in here and we
One.
place it in.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay, we don't want to put too much in. We want to be able to have space in between. We'll do it in 2 batches. Now there's 2, 4, 6, 8 in here, so there should be about 7 left. Now, the thing is, not all oysters are the same size. So, some will take a little bit longer than others to cook. Just be aware of that. The smaller ones probably will take a shorter time, the larger ones will take a longer time.
7, 8.
And what we want is that golden brown. I'll get back here, I'll show you what they look like after we cook them. Now, we fried the oysters. They're all finished. And the next part is, well, we have to clean up the stove because the splattering of the oil and everything. And then we have to start by heating up the clay pot. So I'll get back to you. Okay, I'm back. Now, I'm heating up the clay pot on the oven, the stove top. It's on high heat, and you can see it smoking. But some of this is from the oil that was earlier from the frying, so that can't be helped. Now, what we got to do is add in 2 tablespoons of oil into the clay pot.
Ah, man, this steam is also burning my eyes.
So, okay, so we put 2 in. Now, we let that heat up for just a few seconds. I have to get my directions. This is a very complicated recipe. I have it all laid out. I have the directions in the description down below. And now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the garlic. Now, it calls for 10 garlic cloves, but these are large ones, so I use 5 and cut them in half. So, put them in there, and you want it to brown them, but you don't want to burn them, okay? So, we do that, and it's going to be very fast. So, we do that, and the next part is we add in 1 teaspoon of the brown bean sauce and a 1/4 teaspoon of the salt. Come on. Very hard to get out. And I'm going to take this off because I don't want it to burn so much. I put in the salt and the cooking wine. Okay. So, and now what we're going to add in is the ginger and the white portion of the green onion. And we're going to stir. Stir, stir, stir. And yeah, the garlic burned a little bit. Very hot. And this is why you have to have it ready. Now I'm going to put in the mushroom. And I'm going to put in the roast pork. And keep on stirring. Now you want to stir this for about 3 minutes. So that's what we're going to do. 3 minutes. Stir, stir, stir. And you can look inside.
Smells good.
Smells good. Next thing. Now I combined ingredients over here, and I put in here chicken broth, a half a cup of chicken broth, a quarter cup of water, 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, a teaspoon of dark soy sauce, and 2 teaspoons of oyster sauce. Gotta put that in. I'm waiting for that to cook a little bit, and don't forget to stir, stir, stir. Stir, stir, stir. And we're gonna pour this in. We put that in. We're going to add in the tofu next. So we put that in. Once again, stir, stir, stir. It's to the boil, and we're going to add in bok choy. Of course, we're going to stir, stir, stir. And that was three things, I don't know what you call it, of the bok choy. 3 bunches. And we're going to close that up. We're going to turn down the heat a little bit to medium. And we're going to continue to braise with 10 minutes. Let me just put this all in here. So we're going to cover that for 10 minutes. I'll get back to you. Now, 10 minutes have passed, and what we're going to do is we're going to add in cornstarch and water in equal proportion. 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water, and you mix it together. And this is a thickening agent for the liquid that's in here now. And what we do is we're going to add it in, and we're going to stir at the same time, which will thicken the ingredients at the bottom. Now, this is the time that we add in the cilantro, the green tops of the green onion, so we're going to put that in, and we're going to put in the oysters, and we're going to cook this for another 5 minutes. With the cover on. There you go. See you in 5 minutes. It's finished right now. I can still hear it bubbling inside, and you can see the smoke coming up. at the top of the clay pot. And we look inside and we mix, and it's thick, the sauce, and I'm going to put it in a bowl here. Now, in restaurants, they serve it in the clay pot. They don't remove it, and you eat from the clay pot. Now, the clay pot is a little bit different in a restaurant. It's about half the size.
Smells good.
Oh yeah, it smells very good. You can smell the cilantro. We like cilantro. There's other people that don't like cilantro. If you don't like cilantro, substitute parsley in for it. Some people really hate cilantro. Not in our family. And we have it there, and we'll get back to you. We're going to serve it up on our plates. So we're going to put it on top of rice, and this is how you serve it. And that's it. I'm going to try a piece right now. You know what? I'm very good. Anyway, try this out. It has a difficulty scale of a major difficulty scale, but you know what? Push your limits. Anyway, have a good day, everyone. Thank you for joining me.